This is Action Sports Jack's Friday Night Blitz, sponsored by Whataburger, just like you like it.
You prepared, you practiced, now you get to what? Perform. All right, it's what you've been waiting on. Okay, look, you get people out here, you're under the lights. This is what. There we go. Defense.
The Blitz is on. Here we go. 2025, all that spring talk and summer work. Well, now the scoreboards do the talking, well, at least for some teams. Tonight, week one for some, Kickoff Classics for others in our area.
Hey, everybody, welcome to another year of the Friday Night Blitz. We've lost count. 16 years, 17 years, 20 years. Had to make up a number. Who's counting? Brett Morton, Stuart Weber. This show isn't only about us. We have the biggest team we've ever assembled to cover high school football this year, so it should be fun. And really, this show is all about the kids.
It is, and the fun part about high school season, really, we have no idea what storylines are going to develop, not only for the whole season, but just for one night. You have no idea what's going to happen over the course of a night, and it all comes together in that last hour. It's the most chaotic local television that we do, and we love it, as everyone's trying to chase a state championship and their own version of glory. That's all going to play out over the next 3 months or so, and it starts tonight.
The Game of the Week, sponsored by Whataburger.
All right, so they're playing up for real in Camden County. All of the Georgia schools starting their season tonight. Wildcats hosting Brunswick in week one. Pirates chasing on the scoreboard in the first. Here's an easy remedy. Throw it to Easy Kent. Gets it done. Hezzy Kent. Brunswick gets the touchdown, retakes the lead. Camden County responds. William Jackson to David Coleman Jr. 15-14 late in the second. We got a track meet loading, folks. And the Pirates were not panicking. Wasim Murray takes that screen pass, and there he goes. Nobody's going to catch him. That's about 75 yards as he takes it to the crib. Pirates up 21-15 with 2:50 left in the first half. Plenty of time for the home team to get back on the right side of the scoreboard. Jackson up top to Sam Green. He gets the bunnies out and comes down with the football for a Wildcat touchdown. Camden County into the half up 23-21. Opening drive of the third. Oh, they just ram it down the field. Antoine Williams will punch it in from 1 yard out. Wildcats go up 2 scores, and we got a final. Camden County gets the win, 44-35. Let's head back up to Kingsland now. Marcel Robinson with Travis Rowland, head coach of the Wildcats.
I'm up here in Wildcat country. I'm here with victorious head coach Travis Rowland. I mean, week one, 44-35, track meet.
Fireworks. Yeah, track meet, one we didn't want to get into, but I'll always take being in first place, you know, so did a great job. Proud of the kids, man. We fought, obviously, a lot of discipline things we got to clean up from a defensive standpoint with penalties, but proud of these kids for battling and doing what they did tonight.
You're a guy that's no stranger to big games, obviously, but, you know, South Georgia football, I'm sure you've heard about it. Now you've seen it. Pretty victorious. What do you think?
Football is football, man, no matter where you go. South Georgia, Texas, South Florida, Central Florida, California, wherever you play as football, you know, different states have some good coaches and great players. I think Brunswick's a great football team. They have a track team all the time, so you got to be able to keep up with them. But, you know, my dad raised me in Rolling Strong, man, and so big games are what they are. They're going to be what it's a big game because Camden's in it, and that's what it is. And I know that when I accepted this job, what it entails. So we just got to get better week by week, and know we're going to get everybody's best shot.
Absolutely. You just talked about it, Brunswick. That's a storied football program over there, but Camden County's a pretty storied football program over here. You knew these type of games. These are the reasons why you're here. Yeah. Let's talk about what kind of statement this is in week one.
Oh, man, we're thankful to our fans for coming out here, man. You couldn't see any of the concrete or any of the metal seats, so that's a great thing for us. Like I said, we know they're proud of us when we're physical. We put in some physical football formations. I'm sure they were very ecstatic about that. So I'm just glad we're able to come out here and play a good, hard-fought football game and show we can handle adversity.
Well, you keep playing like this, this won't be our last post-game interview. So
no, sir. Hopefully we can get our own playoff game this year. We got to do what we got to do 1 week at a time. The only thing that's better than 0-0 is 1-0, and we 1-0.
Awesome. That's victorious head coach Travis Rowland. Camden County, your winners up here tonight. Let's toss it back to you guys.
Game of the week matchup coming up next week. You mentioned it, and we've got a good one. Nice and Ponte Vedra in St. Johns County. That will be the first one. We'll see the entire game live starting at 7 o'clock on the Action Sports Shacks 24/7 network. That's actionsportshacks.com, and we'll even have it on our social media channels. And then, of course, all the highlights from all the action of next week on the Friday Night Blitz.
All right, let's go up to Waycross now, where the Gators are hosting Appling County. You brought a sword to a Gator fight? All right. Did they throw a gator at him? I don't know. Okay. Very first offensive player of the season, running back Tayshawn Franklin takes the handoff, breaking through an arm tackle, and lets his speed take over 70 yards to the house. That is a great way to start it.
Beautiful.
Franklin scores for the Gators. A couple plays later, Appling County, they're going to punch it in. Jaden Knight for the Pirates, who take the lead 7-6. Appling somewhere between Savannah and Macon.
Oh, thank you.
That middle part of Georgia.
Thanks for the geography.
It's up there somewhere.
I had no idea.
The lead wouldn't last long. Ware County right down the field. They answer with Jameer Boyd. Puts his foot in the ground. There he goes, 12-7 at the half.
Wow.
Good halftime speech, Coach Strickland.
Yes.
That worked. 55-7. Gators go on to win.
Back up in Brunswick, Glynn Academy hosting Ware County. Scoreless early on when the pitch goes to Sean Wallace. I like this pitch right here, too.
Yeah,
A
you're a
old
baseball
school.
guy. You like
yeah,
pitches.
that was nice.
Yeah.
Played a little second base
There
before,
you go.
I think. Touchdown Red Terrors. Second quarter we go, and after a safety, it's 9-7. Home team. And Wallace gets another one out there. Check out the spin move, and whoa, he stayed up on his feet. How did he do that? Doesn't matter. He did it. That's a touchdown. Glynn County takes the win, 38-14.
One more up in southeast Georgia. It's Charlton County on the road at Brantley County. The Herons to start the year. It's a bird. It's not a very aggressive bird.
You like that new nickname.
You don't hear the Herons often because they're not very intimidating. I'm just saying. Brandon Woolard into the end zone, clearly not intimidated by a small little bird. A little later, A.J. Glover, he's going to find Woolard for a second touchdown to double the lead, and Charlton County, they take the opener, win it 32-12 over the Herons.
West Nassau hosting Paxson. This game at Hilliard High School. The Warriors' new turf field almost finished. Didn't take long for the first touchdown of the game. Avery Griffin, handoff along the right side, dives in for the touchdown. Got to the pylon, 7-0 lead in the first quarter. Eagles defense in trouble following the ensuing drive. Backed up to their own end zone. Steven Akita comes up with a huge sack for the Eagles defense. Warriors playing behind the sticks now, so big defensive play. Didn't matter. Warriors kept the ball on the ground. Ateza.
Andy Ateza.
There he is.
Yeah.
Plows in from a yard out to give the Warriors a 13-0 lead in the first quarter. You're in midseason form. You already filled in a first name for me. West Nassau would go on to win it big, 54-14.
It's not just Georgia with the games that count. The one you just saw counted, and so does this one. Sunshine State Athletic Association opening its season. Harvest Community at Bishop Snyder. Second quarter, Warriors trying to find points down 22-0. But watch as Gavin Beck comes up with the pick. Nice interception there. His first year playing football, the senior, actually a basketball player.
How about that?
Yeah, that's why he went up and got it.
That's really
Third quarter,
good
same
rebounder.
score. Harvest Community in the 5. Tristan Daly makes it into the end zone, so Warriors get on the board. Early fourth now, same score. Andrew Posey calls his number, and he's going to cut it back and up the middle to the left and taking it towards the end zone. Scores, but not enough to come back. Great game. How about Bishop Snyder? They get the win 22-14.
Started the Dennis Bettinger era at Stanton College Prep. Coming on over from Wolfson. Yes. Right. Big challenge tonight against the talented Umatilla team from Central Florida. Bulldogs extending their lead in the third quarter with that score. For the Blue Devils, it's going to be all about improving as the season goes along. It's a build, learning a new system with a new coaching staff, and there'll be some bumps in the roads. Big win for the visitors tonight, 53-6.
So you mentioned this new big team that we got, right?
Yeah, I did.
Well, this is a part of it. The Blitz Breakdown. So starting, not this Monday, but the following Monday, that's August 25th, an hour on the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream with our Game of the Week broadcast crew, talking all things high school football. There's going to be some rankings, some picks, interviews, hot topics, committed to the uncommitted you'll see on that program as well.
Yes, you will. And so really Mondays at 8 o'clock, we'll have some replays along the way, but Mondays and Fridays for high school football in the area. And the Fridays we'll get to a little bit more in just a bit, but that will be basically tune it in at 7 o'clock and we go until midnight on all our different platforms, and we'll tell you more and how you can find everything, not only just throughout tonight, but throughout the next week or so as we unveil it kind of slowly here. We begin the Blitz tonight, then a Game of the Week next Friday, then the Blitz Breakdown on Monday, then our Zone Blitz the following Friday, Labor Day weekend. More to come here on this debut edition of the Blitz. We've covered the games that count. Now on to some Kickoff Classics in Northeast Florida, where there was a lot of good action, including one on the brand new field at the brand new high school for the Ribault Trojans. We got some new digs to show off coming up next.
Ribault Trojans, watching the Friday Night Blitz.
Get local sports on demand with Action Sports Jax 24/7. All sports, all local, all the time. From the locker room to the field, the Jags, high school football, the Jacksonville Armada, and don't forget the Brent and Austin Show. They're all in on Trevor. Of course. Download the Action News Jax Now app, available wherever you stream or at actionnewsjax.com. TV, phone, laptop, desktop. Action Sports Jax 24/7. Jacksonville sports, all the time.
This is Action Sports Jax Friday Night Blitz, sponsored by Whataburger, just like you like it.
The sun rises on the first coast. A new season of high school football has arrived. There's something different about Friday nights in the 904. You never know what you're going to see. It's a place that breeds legends and creates stars overnight. With rivalries that run deep, Friday nights mean a little more. All the work you put in, all the sacrifices that you made, it all leads up to this. Let's welcome back Friday Night Lights. From the west side to the beach, the Titans in the north and the Gauntlet in the south. We welcome the big hit, the electrifying plays, the upset, the chaos, the fans and the tradition, and the moments that live on for a lifetime. Bring on the Friday Night Blitz.
Well, Shaq Quarterman, former Oak Leaf star and Jacksonville Jaguars player, voicing that hype video.
Yeah.
That was the work of Noah Schlitzup, by the way. Well done. He will be on our Game of the Week call every Friday night this season as we welcome you back to the Friday Night Blitz. Brent and Stewart, and I said Game of the Week. Stewart, and you deliver.
Yeah, this is the Game of the Week schedule for the upcoming year. Now remember, just because you see these games, these aren't the only ones that'll be featured. We've got the Zone Blitz, so you're basically getting 5 games of the week now every week. So if your game's not up here, don't get mad at us.
You see play-by-play every week of 5 games on the Zone Blitz.
Correct, but you'll get dedicated play-by-play of 1 game, and that's these right here. And the theme this year is in-county rivalries. So you have all matchups against a team from within your own county, and we got some really good rivalries on this one.
Yeah, if you're mad at anybody about this list, it's his fault.
Yeah.
But don't get mad at your coach.
You can get mad
The
at your
Coach
coach
of
if
the
you want. They
Week,
could've-
sponsored by Whataburger.
The Coach of the Week returns next week when we truly start up our Game of the Week schedule. I wanted to take a moment to once again shout out to Marty Lee. First time in forever. He's not on a sideline. Named him Coach of the Year in 2024 for his decades of service to the local high school football community. And that's the spirit of the Coach of the Year award. He's still cutting the grass over at First Coast High School, by the way. No doubt making an impact as he's still the athletic director.
I looked for him in the crowd. I couldn't find him today. I wasn't sure if he'd be there.
He was at the Jags game last week.
There you go. More than a dozen coaching changes around the area, including Jarvis Parker taking over for Marty Lee. Some other notables: Kevin Dueling at Tokoi Creek. Veteran coach Tom McPherson becomes the head man with Fleming Island. And Brock Kennedy returns to his alma mater at Baker County. Speaking of new. Somebody yelled, "Miss it," as he was trying to cut the ribbon.
I didn't hear that.
I think I heard that. Tonight's Kickoff Classic, the first time the Ribault Trojans have taken to their new field. Obviously, the field isn't the only part of it for the Ribault community. They've got a brand new school as well.
That's awesome.
It's a day that brings a smile to many a Trojan.
I am extremely grateful. I'm extremely geeked up because this has been a long overdue process. You know, for 2 years we've been on the road, but to be able to come back into a facility like this and to see all the pride and joy that is brought to the community, it's been well worth it. So we're entirely grateful for this.
As for the football, remember, it's the debut for Jarvis Parker over at First Coast High School. Good start for the Bucks defense. Justin Virginia into the backfield, gets the sack, would lead to a First Coast touchdown. He should probably commit to UVA at some point, by the way. How about the Trojans defense? Renard Chambers getting a hat on the ball, jars it loose. Ishmael Bradley there to fall on it for the home team. They couldn't hold on to it though. A couple plays later, Zach Sandell gets to the QB, knocks it away. That's where Javon Hill comes into the picture. Scoop, and he will score to double the lead. First touchdown for Ribault on their new field. It's a dandy. Comes in the second quarter. Jalen Peters hauling this one in the end zone. Great atmosphere for a kickoff classic on the Trojans' new home field.
That field looks awesome. Good for them. High expectations at Bolles with a stacked roster this fall. Taking on Creekside. Fans must have thought this one counted. What a crowd. Home team struggling on special teams. You see that early in the season. And Bolles returned a botched punt for a touchdown, then did this. Santana Starks with the block. Kayon Nazir with the recovery. That would set up this. Former Bartram Trail quarterback Jaden Weatherly now at Bolles, and now he's in the end zone on the keeper. Bolles in command, 20-0. Some good stuff for Creekside on the defensive side of things. Jackson Earl, the senior safety, coming downhill to pop the running back. Lays a good hit, fired up about it. Jackson will get more fired up moments later because Bolles is back to pass, and Earl is in center field, picks it off. In the second quarter, though, Bolles adds to their total. Xander Edwards would get to the outside and score after some more Creekside celebration. Bolles looks ready to roll this fall as they look good on this Friday night against Creekside.
If you didn't hear the name Bryson Wright this summer, probably means you were disconnecting from football because the Mandarin sophomore-to-be was all over the NFL Network thanks to a memorable catch and a run to the title with the Jaguars 14U flag football team. Wright ready to trade the flags for the pads and build on his stellar freshman year.
Well, it takes Orange Park, and there's Bryson right there as Mustangs hosting OP. Tremel Jones, Jamie French, both graduated, but no shortage of skilled players off Greenland Road like Bryson. Taking on Orange Park, as I mentioned, Mandarin with a little swing pass. Zachariah Murphy forces the fumble for OP, though. Kendrick Baldwin recovers it. Big play for the Raiders. The Mustangs answer soon after with a big play of their own. Kayon Herring with a backyard-style pick six. He just jumped the route, and that's an easy one to the end zone. A bit later on, Mandarin with the ball again after a special teams play. I think that's going to be a theme early in the season, some special teams problems for some. Aiden Owens would score easily right here. Come on, snap it.
Who edited this?
That was a bad edit by me. Mustangs warming up for a big season. Hey, I'm warming up too.
Hey, it's our preseason too.
They will begin the season next week against Creekside.
Two of the best teams in St. Johns County squaring off. Remember, PV hosts Nice in our game of the week next Friday. First, though, a trip to the Aug. Early on, that Jackets defense making its presence known. DeAndre McCray into the backfield, wrangles the QB down to the turf. Remember, St. Augustine has a lot of players to replace on offense. Darrell Preston submitting his name as a running back to watch as he takes it in. Answer comes from the visitors, and it comes from Alex Winkles. He will find a crease and wiggle his way in for 6. No relation to Amanda Winkle, who works at the station. Got that S at the end of it, I think. One guy coming back for the Jackets. How about Samarian Wingo? Talented receiver on the end of this pass from Brenton James. And there he goes. These are certainly two teams that you will want to watch this fall.
No relation to Trey, since we're going there. Nice ran the table in the regular season a year ago while young Trinity squad went deep into the playoffs. Nothing like having explosive play right off the rip of a game and season. Hey, that's what we got for the Conquerors freshman, Micah Anderson, who left skid marks on his way to a 99-yard touchdown return. Hey,
there goes.
What was there for? She said skid marks.
It's number 1, not number 2. I don't understand.
At TC with the early lead. And then, how about a throw from Aiden Pfeiffer to Chase Pfeiffer? Yes, they're related.
I would assume.
At least that's what we've been told.
Seems fair.
Enrique Adornez finishes off the touchdown. These two ready for a big season ahead. Some games to watch next week. Not only our game of the week, but here's what else is on the slate.
Yeah, some really good ones. You got one of the longest rivalries in the state, Palatka St. Aug. Oakleaf at Riverside is going to be great. Clay and Fleming Island, an in-county matchup. Yeah. That was a close runner-up for that spot for game of the week, by the way. Ed White at Trinity, a little battle for the west side. And then Baker County, Bradford. I mean, huge rivalry there. So great games. And among these, we will pick a few of them to be big time matchups on our Friday Night Blitz next week. Remember, the streaming doesn't start till the following week, but we're going to get a ton of these games on next week for you to watch.
Of course, during the half-hour edition of the Friday Night Blitz.
The Player of the Week, sponsored by Whataburger.
Starting next week, we're going to tell you more about our Player of the Week program, but for this season, we take a look back at 2024's winner. The reigning Player of the Year is back. Look at a repeat. I don't think we've ever picked an underclassman before, but TJ Cole had a year for the record books at the Graveyard, returns to lead the Vikings once again. More to come here on the Blitz, including a blast from the past. Any guesses on who this playmaker was during his high school days? That's coming up next.
We are the Bishop Snyder Cardinals, and you're watching Friday Night Blitz. Yeah!
High school football is right around the corner, and here at Action Sports Jacks 24/7, we're bringing in a new wave of high school football coverage, introducing the Blitz Breakdown and the Friday Night Game of the Week. Start your week off right with the Blitz Breakdown on Monday nights, giving you live analysis, interviews, picks, rankings, and more, making it a one-stop shop for high school football in the 904. And don't think we're stopping there, because on Friday nights when the lights get bright, Action Sports Jacks 24/7 will be there with a live Game of the Week, bringing you some of the best in-county rivalries in the area.
Play as hard as you can play, do your job, and stay together. Okay, the rest will take care of itself.
Action Sports Jacks 24/7, your home for high school football.
This is Action Sports Jacks Friday Night Blitz, sponsored by Whataburger, just like you like it.
My first game ever, I was a freshman starting on varsity, and so I was the tailback. My brother was the starting quarterback. And so we ran a triple option play, and my brother actually scored the touchdown. It was like a 60-yard, 70-yard touchdown. I remember I chased him all the way down the field, and I jumped on him afterwards. So that was really cool, like, to be able to share the field with him for sure.
Hey, what a good guy. His high school memory was more about his brother than it was about him. That's Jack
and his
Kaiser.
brother right there in that picture, by the way.
That's cool.
Track that down. Not too long ago, a guy named Travis Hunter was tearing it up in Georgia high school football, playing both ways for Collins Hill High School up in the Atlanta suburbs. Here's a number to chew on, 48. That is the record-setting career number of touchdown receptions that Hunter recorded for the Eagles. We know the rest of the story. A year at Jackson State, following Dion to Colorado, and then, well, a Heisman Trophy, and now he's in Jacksonville. And a role model for our current batch of high school players.
Watched him in college. You know, I just love looking up to him. Playing both sides of the ball for the NFL too is crazy. So it's just a blessing that he came to the Jaguars, and you know I'm ready to see what he does for the season.
It's amazing, bro. A dog. I mean, not really much to it. He's a dog. He let his game do the talking, so not really much you can say about that.
Travis Hunter, he got so much energy, and he bring it to his team, and it's like everybody watching him. Everybody watching him, and then the fact that he coming into the NFL trying to do more than one thing, trying to impact his team any way he can, I love that.
Yeah, hopefully we love it too all season long. Countdown to kickoff, by the way, Sunday. 1 hour pregame show live from New Orleans. Stuart and I leave tomorrow with the Jags for preseason game number 2.
The Smart Play of the Week is brought to you by the FSCJ Mandarins.
All right, so our play of the week, and a shout out to Trinity Christian freshman Micah Anderson. This is the first play of the game. And that's from the 1-yard line, and that is Micah taking it to the house. 99 yards. We're going to have full highlights from this one, by the way, between Trinity Christian and Nice. Another one of those kickoff classics where the score didn't matter, but a great test for two really good teams, right? Trinity and Nice will have your full highlights from that coming up at 11 o'clock.
That's a good start.
1:15.
That's a fast start.
Yeah, that's as fast as you can go, right?
We're off to a good start, too. And once again, we've been trying to explain this to you coming up as we unveil the high school coverage throughout the year. We go our game of the week next week, then a Blitz breakdown Monday the 25th, and then the 29th we go with our 4-hour extravaganza, which we started last year, the Zone Blitz. So stay tuned on all the Action Sports Jacks platforms all fall.
Going to be fun. All right, join us at 11:15. We'll have updated scores for you, but now we leave you with the band of the week over at Ribault as the Trojans celebrate a new field, a new school, and a new season of high school football.
Action Sports Jack's Friday Night Blitz, sponsored by Whataburger, just like you like it.